Here is the figure that has French politics on fire today. Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the left-wing frontrunner for April 2027, wants to take about 18% of France's national debt, more than €600 billion held by the Bank of France, and, in his own words, chuck it in the fire. That is not a metaphor from a fringe pamphlet. It is now a central debate at the Medef employers gathering in Paris on August 28, 2026, where presidential rivals clashed over the idea. And it raises a genuinely uncomfortable question: can a country simply cancel the debt it owes to its own central bank? The answer reveals more about the Eurozone's legal architecture than about French accounting. The idea first surfaced during COVID, but what is new is the timing. With public debt at €3,460.5 billion by the end of 2025, equal to 115.6% of GDP, and a deficit still above the EU's 3% limit at 5.1%, Melenchon has revived the plan as a campaign centerpiece. On August 27, investment banker Matthieu Pigasse backed him, saying bonds held by the Bank of France could be cancelled without economic impact. On August 26, the political backlash erupted. Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu called it fraud, former IMF chief economist Olivier Blanchard dismissed the debate as idiotic, and Economy Minister Roland Lescure said it was absolute nonsense. Former EU Commissioner Thierry Breton pointed out the legal wall: the Bank of France is part of the Eurosystem ruled by the ECB, so it cannot unilaterally cancel government bonds. Here is the analytical core. When a central bank owns government bonds, it pays interest back to the government as a dividend. So if you cancel that debt, you save on interest payments, but you also lose the central bank's profits. Olivier Blanchard spells this out: the net effect for the state is zero. Worse, the signal to private investors is dangerous. France currently spends about €63 billion a year on debt interest, a figure the Rexicode Institute projects will hit nearly €120 billion by 2030. If markets believe France is willing to burn central bank debt, they will demand higher interest rates on new borrowing. That raises costs far more than any cancellation saves. In practice, the plan is less a policy and more a test of credibility. Savers, life insurers, and banks all hold French sovereign bonds. Their confidence is the true asset at risk. Looking ahead from today, August 28, 2026, the debate will not disappear. Polls show Melenchon is poised for a runoff against far-right leader Marine Le Pen in April 2027, so his economic platform is now impossible to ignore. But the legal reality is unchanged. The European Central Bank and the Eurozone treaties prohibit national central banks from financing their own governments. François Villeroy de Galha, the former Bank of France governor, warned that cancelling government bonds would force France to give up the euro. That is the real stakes. If Melenchon keeps pushing, he may win domestic votes but lose the institutional fight in Frankfurt. The more likely path is continued confrontation with Brussels, not a clean debt bonfire. So can French debt really be cancelled? Technically, no, not by the Bank of France under current Eurozone law. Economically, even if it happened, the net gain would be zero for the state while the reputational damage would be enormous. The debate matters because it exposes a deeper fault line: Southern European countries frustrated with debt constraints versus Northern insistence on central bank independence. Melenchon frames it as debt we owe ourselves, which is emotionally powerful but financially misleading. The truth is that France's debt is not a bookkeeping error. It is a contract with savers, pension funds, and global markets. Break that contract and the next borrowing bill will not be €600 billion, it will be far higher. Watch this space as the campaign accelerates.